Then they got the new drip. You know what I'm saying? Thanks to my mans and them, you know what I'm saying? Pull up on me, you know what I'm saying? That. We going there.
Hey, it's SAMIL, and welcome to the overall Drip Experience podcast.
He is by far the biggest artist to come out of Lawrence, MA. He's done a number of paintings for celebrities and influencers you couldn't even imagine. His paintings often evoke tears because of how vivid the paintings are, mixed with a little bit of nostalgia. Drip fam, I want you guys to give a warm welcome to SAMIL. What's going on, brother?
How you doing?
So, you're really doing your thing out here, brother. I love it. How did you know that art was going to be a golden ticket out of here?
So, like, when I graduated high school...
What high school did you go to before you get started? So you went to Lawrence High, okay.
I went to Lawrence High, HLD. My senior year, I had to take an art class to graduate. And that class was basically what changed everything. One of the assignments was to draw someone that inspires you. And I picked Steve Jobs, and while I was drawing him, my art teacher, Mr. Alsaus, he was like, "Wait, do you do this at home?" I'm like, "No, I just play sports and I barely draw." And from right there, I knew I had to. I had an idea of what to do after high school.
Where do you think that talent came from, though? You just knew how to do it?
Well, I always did like little figures on my homework, stuff like that, my notebook, but it was never serious. It was never like a real portrait, symmetrical, you know.
What kind of kid were you? Like, as a high school student, were you like a bookworm, or were you somebody who was on the scene, partying?
I was more like, I was into sports, most likely, but I also partied, but it was most likely like, you know, sports.
You weren't really that social. You were just like, let me get my sports done and let me do my art.
Well, in high school, I didn't paint, or in middle school. It was after high school that I started like
taking it serious. Did you go to college?
Yeah, but I dropped out.
You dropped out?
I dropped out, but that was not like, you know, I didn't get down. I kept going, you know. I was like, let me find a way how to continue this. Just started drawing, started going on YouTube, also watching a lot of different videos, movies, and that's what gave me the idea of what I do now.
Oh. So, what plan did your parents have for you? Like, what did you want to be before the art came? Like, who did you want to be before you became this artist?
So, when I was in college, I was basically majoring in criminal justice. I wanted to work for, like, you know, the law enforcement. But art, I knew I had the art in me. It just, I was waiting for something to like show me like more, you know, vivid of that it was there.
You knew it was in you. You were just waiting for something to show you.
Yeah.
You had it inside of you.
Yeah.
Tell us about. So I'm gonna change the conversation over to the hustle. So what did you do to get noticed? Like, tell us the story, because I know everybody kind of knows the story, but I want you to give us a deep dive on what you did, how it panned out, and what you had to do to actually get noticed.
All right. Yeah. So basically, since I was little, I was always shy. Like, I was always, I was not really good at public speaking, and I was not gonna let that hold me back. So I used social media as the main platform, because social media, bro,
you can be anybody you want, basically.
Yeah, people say it's bad, but if you're using it in a good cause, dude, social media could do so many good things for people. So
I agree.
I started posting my artwork. I'll get no likes, but I knew about social media. It's like algorithms. So like, you get a post and things get hot. You know, that's how you get views or whatever. Or when I get a message across. So what I started doing was I just started posting all my work, and one retweet became a couple of retweets, and then it just kept going up from there.
So you'd say it was the consistency. that you put out there that helped you build your platform?
Yes.
Okay.
But posting good content, you can't
just post anything. It has to be quality over quantity.
Yeah, because it will annoy your audience.
Know your audience.
Annoyed your audience.
Okay, so you were always a shy kid. How did you have the confidence when you were putting out your work to know that people were gonna, rock with your actual art? Like, how did you know that, like, this was it? Like, when you painted the paintings, when you took a picture, put it out, how did you know that that wasn't gonna be rejected or people were gonna be like, nah, I don't rock with that?
No, like, I knew, my art style that I do, a lot of other artists do it too, pop art, but I just put my own twist. My twist is my grind,
Mhm.
the way I do it, the fast I do it, and the clean I do it. You feel me? Like how they come out. So I knew I cannot let no outsiders put me down or however they think my art is, because I have had a lot of people try to like bash me on my work, but you just gotta keep continuing and not let no one put you down.
But how does, like, people that aren't as confident, what advice can you give them to just ignore that? Like, what advice can you give them to, overcome that? Because not everybody's as, confident in their work. Some people, like, once they hear something negative, they lose all their confidence. They also have the fear of rejection. What advice could you give to the people that aren't as strong as you when it comes to confidence in your work?
No, I feel like it sounds corny and all, but I just say like use it to keep doing it, use it to keep attacking whatever you want to do, because you only live once, so you gotta take advantage of any opportunity. So like if you have something that you want to do or post or whatever, just do it, because you just live once.
You only live once, right?
Yeah, so it's like, why are you gonna get down for someone that really just
Doesn't even know who you are.
Yeah,
basically.
who you are, that's what it is.
Okay, I'm gonna change the conversation over to mindset. I'm actually curious, like, because I don't really see you out as often. I know I see you on social media, but I don't see you out really in Lawrence like that. Who do you surround yourself around to keep the creativity flowing? Who do you keep around you to keep you motivated? I want you to talk to the audience and give them some advice on who they should be around, because in my personal opinion, I believe you are who you hang around.
Yes.
I truly believe that. So if you're hanging with bums and you're the fifth person in the group, you're going to be the fifth bum. If you're hanging with millionaires, you're going to be the fifth millionaire. You get what I mean? So give them a little bit of advice on who they should surround themselves around and who you surround yourself around.
So you just said it right there. You're like, that you don't really see me often. It's because I really have a small circle I surround myself with, and that's like my family, just my family, couple of friends, but it's mostly like my family. I feel like family is like the most important thing. They're the ones that keep me grounded and keep me, me. So I feel like when I'm around my family, I'm always charged up. I'm fully focused and it's just straight to the target.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you can't really, I feel like the main reason I hang around just with my family is because I have a lot to prove. So like I don't want to get focused. I'm one of those type of people that I get distracted quickly. So I found the cheat code. The cheat code is sometimes you gotta isolate yourself and go for it. Basically. Isolation.
Look deep within, and go head on.
Go head on.
I agree. That's actually dope, because it's like, the thing that I don't understand about the city, communities, and inner cities in general, people like to be around people that aren't on the same wavelength as them. And to me, it doesn't make any sense. If say you're doing podcasting and you're chilling with somebody who sells drugs, like, what's the purpose of that? Like, what can that person really do for you or offer you in any way, shape, or form? That's what I never really understood about, certain communities.
Yeah.
It's like they want to hang around with people just because they're friends, but it's like, if they're not adding value to your life, you got to let them go.
I'm all about energy, so basically, I'm not gonna hang around with you if I know something's better. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if there's bad energy, you got me. If you're gonna bring bad energy to my work, or just being around me, or put me in harm, so I'm just gonna keep that energy away.
Keep it away, right?
All the time.
I agree.
I don't care if it's for one night or if it's just something quick. Just keep that away. I don't want to have quick friendships. I agree. So I
I love tapping into the mindset of high performers like myself. I consider myself a high performer. I'm obsessed with podcasting. I'm obsessed with conversations. I'm obsessed with what I'm doing. And I'm pretty sure you are as well. How obsessed are you with your art? And do you believe you'd go as far or be as high as you are now if you weren't as obsessed?
I feel like obsession, some people say is a bad thing, but it's actually a good thing when you're actually obsessed with something, because when you're obsessed, you just want more, and that's one of the main reasons I have kept, with the same energy. I might not post, but I'm still low key. I'm still
doing your thing,
the work. You got me?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing that we got to do sometimes. Sometimes it's not all about social media. You got to put it off of social media.
You got to do the work behind the scenes.
Yeah, the scenes that people don't see. The greedy, the hustle. The work, the sweat, sleepless nights. Just that's what it is.
Where'd you get your work ethic though from?
I feel like it's from my parents.
So you say your parents influence, like what do they do? What did they do to influence your work ethic and your drive?
So I had 16 years without going back to the Dominican Republic. So I was in 15. That was my first time in 16 years. So when I went back, I actually saw, I was like, wait, I'm in the United States and I'm not really cherishing like how we live over there. Like, you got
okay, it was like a wake up call.
It was a wake up call. So when I came back, so I was like 16. I'm like, nah, yo me tengo que poner pa lo mío. Like, I gotta put
gotta put your foot down.
It's fourth quarter. You got me? So like, I started posting my work. One thing became to another thing. It just led to so many things, and I'm grateful for that.
So you'd say going back to your country, seeing their living situation influenced you to like, yo, I gotta, like, these people are living worse than me, and I'm taking it for granted.
Yep. Basically, that's what it was.
So it's really dope. I feel like there's two types of. I feel like people in general have two types of mindset. You're either an optimistic person who looks at every situation like, let's go, let's get it done, or you're a pessimistic person, like, why is this happening to me? It's always me. What advice can you give to the people who aren't as optimistic? And what do you think they can do to help themselves become more positive?
I feel like most of the time that a lot of people are negative, it's not usually, their surroundings or whatever, but it just, I feel like music sometimes has people like that.
Music?
Music.
Okay, I can see that.
Music influences people a lot to be like so negative and or whatever they hear in music or in lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
And it just like, you just stay positive. It's just, I don't know how to say it, but just.
Like what little like tips, like for example, like when you're feeling a little insecure, when you're feeling a little down about X, Y, and Z, what do you do to keep yourself like, you know what, I'm SAMIL, you feel me? Like, I'm the man. Like, what do you do? Like, what are little things that you do that help yourself, that you could possibly give up?
Sometimes I think about the work I have put in, also the past work I have done for people. So it keeps me like, sometimes when I'm actually like down, I'm just like, wait, I did that. Like, you got me? Sometimes we put ourselves down, but we're always thinking about the next thing, but we never really think what we did.
What you did in the past. So you would say that you're your own motivation to keep going and to stay positive.
Basically.
Oh, it's really interesting. I feel like, I don't know, but I feel like as humans, yeah, I can see that. That makes sense. Cause like for myself, like say like if I'm having a down day, if I didn't think this interview went well, I look at my past interviews and I'm like, bro, I actually did it with.
Yeah.
Like I'm actually getting the biggest guest in my own community, bro. And who am I?
Yeah.
I'm a regular guy just like anybody else. You know what I'm saying? All I had was a vision. That's where it started.
And the best thing is you see the progression.
For sure.
I know if you go on your YouTube and you go to your first video, you're like, damn, quality's like that, but like you just love the progression.
Bro, the progression, bro, just keeps it going. Like if you're not progressing, then what are you really doing?
Yeah.
If you don't see progression in what you're doing something wrong. That's my personal opinion. You should always get better. You shouldn't be getting worse with time. You know what I'm saying?
Basically, Yeah.
If you go to my first video, you're gonna see me a little stuttery, a little awkward, a little shy. But then you look at me now, it's like I live here. You feel me?
Yeah, this is your thing.
This is my thing now. But going on to my next question, I feel like as humans, we learn from other people's mistakes. And this is a question I love. Other people's mistakes and our mistake. And this is a question I love to ask all my guests that are on the show, because I feel like this question brings the most value to all the people listening. And the question is, what was your greatest failure? When I ask this question again, it's not what was your biggest L as in loss, it's what was your biggest L as in lesson.
I have 2 L's.
But not actual L's, like your biggest lesson. Not just
Yeah, lesson. It was an L, but at the same time, it was a lesson that
taught you a lot.
taught me a lot. As in, like, I was talking about my past work. I have, like, in high school, you know, my senior year, I got basically cut off the team. I was, you know, varsity and everything, and you know, I could have prevented that, but I didn't, and that hurt me a lot. I couldn't play in my senior year. You know, you only get that chance once in a lifetime, and that was just, it was a lesson. You got me? Now I know not to slack, you know, not to take things for granted,
And you use that, and that transpires into your art today.
yes.
So because you got cut your senior year, now with your art, that keeps you motivated, it keeps you grounded, it tells you like, bro, this is not gonna be here forever.
Yeah, it's not gonna be here forever. Some people think like we're gonna live 200 years. Nah, bro. Like,
You could die tomorrow.
you
Like
could
you
die
don't know.
tomorrow. My paintings, the stuff I do, I get millions of stories every single day of people, you know, passing away, and it's like, yo, you could die tomorrow. I could die in 10 minutes from now. After this interview, that's how it is. Sucks, but that's how life is.
Sure. What do you struggle with now? Like, what are you struggling now? Be as, be transparent, be as blunt as you want, be honest. Like, what do you struggle with now? I want to get a little personal with your audience.
Struggle.
Because I know it's not all sunshine and roses.
Sometimes I feel like I struggle because I basically do all of this myself, you got me? So it's just like, sometimes like getting back to like my followers or messages, text messages, you know, that's something I lack. But, you know, sometimes I see as in like, I'm loaded up, so it means something's good, you got me? Like, but I feel like I gotta get more, you know, I feel like with time, I have someone to take care of all my messages, and
So you need kind of like an assistant. You feel like
yeah.
everything's on your back
Yeah.
and you're carrying the whole load.
yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's good advice for the people as well, because like, I feel like building a team when you have a business like yourself is crucial. I thought you had a team already, but I feel like building a team is crucial because it takes the workload off of what you need to get done. If you're the artist, you're the performer, you're the artist or whatever, you don't need to be doing the little extracurricular things. Somebody else can handle that, and it takes the workload off your back, and you can focus on your art. The same thing with me, like, I do podcasting, but I have my guy behind the camera. He does the camera work, and, he gives me advice on certain things. He helps me out. But at the end of the day, not everything's on my back. I can trust him with what he does. He'll come help me out. You get what I'm saying? He could find some locations, like, because I'm the one that's doing the podcasting, and if he could alleviate some of that, then it just makes it better.
That's awesome, yeah.
Why do you think so many people are drawn to your art, bro? And what message are you trying to spread with SAMIL, the brand, in general?
Basically, it just, when a lot of people purchase my art, it's a lot of different meanings, Some people, they purchase my art, it's because, a loved one has passed away. Some purchase my art just because they like the hustle in my work. So I feel like they see that in my brush strokes. You got me? They see what I see, and yeah.
So you feel like, so you feel like they see what you see, so they rock with your art, they rock with your paintings. What message are you trying to spread with your art, though?
Or message.
Yeah.
So the message I'm trying to spread is just positivity, I want the youth to see the progression, like how I started from basically, the pop art to now doing, celebrity paintings, doing huge paintings. I'm just trying to like show never give up. You got me?
Can you explain a little difference between pop art and celebrity paintings? Because I'm actually curious. I don't know. I'm pretty sure other people
So
don't.
the thing is, like, a lot of people see, you know, the paintings that I do of people that have passed away, loved ones, and those are like the basic paintings I do. But I actually do something else. You know, I actually have different styles of art that I really haven't posted because I feel like with art, it just like, you know,
It's a feeling.
it's a feeling, but at the same time, I don't want to give all my art out. You get me? I feel like I want to like keep everyone entertained. You know, I feel like every time I drop a big painting, I want to make it feel like I'm dropping a mixtape. You get me? I'm dropping an album. Like have that energy around that, and then have my audience, you know, either criticize it, love it, whatever they want to do. You get me?
So you want it to be a bang every time.
Bang. Yeah, I feel like execution is it's all about the execution. At the end of the day, whatever you're doing, just the finished blow. You know, it's just like right now. I call this the fourth quarter. You know, September to December, because that's when I work the most. Because Christmas, people want to, you know, order Christmas orders or whatever. But I feel this time right now, it's just like the end of the year. You gotta, you know, work harder. You got me? Finish the year with a bang.
I agree. And in terms of your art, like on average, how long does it take you to make a painting? Like if I hit you up today and I was like, yo, bro, I need you to paint my grandmother, how long would it take you to make that?
It can take me, you know, 3 or 4 hours. You know, if it's a regular painting, just one face. But if it's something more difficult than that, more than 2 faces, it'll take me like 5-6 hours.
And
but that's cause I have done it so many times. Before, it used to take me 2-3 weeks to do one painting.
Oh wow. So all the reps you put in basically, you know, molded your craft, and now you can just do it like boom, a couple hours. So,
Yeah.
so he cut his painting and his work from 2 weeks to 3 hours. Wow,
3 hours.
that's amazing, bro.
But at the same time, I don't try to overwork myself. You know, that's not really good.
It weighs down on your mental,
Yeah,
right?
because sometimes, you know, I gotta play offense and I play defense. You got me?
I want you to, so I know for a fact there's a whole bunch of kids, especially in this community, that look up to you for sure, and that want to become artists like yourself, even bigger or whatever. They look up to you. So can you explain to them like a little bit of your process? Like how do you, SAMIL, you don't have to give them the whole thing, but how do you, SAMIL, as an artist, like when somebody gives you a task, how do you start off? Like do you start off with the nose? Do you do the edges? How do you start off? Or is every painting different?
So yeah, basically, every painting is different. So like, if I'm gonna do a painting, I'm just thinking about it throughout the whole day. I'm just thinking about it. I won't touch the brush or whatever. I'm just thinking about it, just like how I'm gonna do it. You know, like.
So it's first a mental thing.
It's a mental. Sometimes like, I'm the type of way that I can see it in my head. You got me? I draw it in my head first, and then when I touch the canvas, it's just like I know where to go. You got me? Sometimes we get just the first mistakes sometimes, and we just like we mess it up. Sometimes you gotta think about it. You know, with art sometimes it's just tricky. You got me? Because art doesn't have to be perfect. You got me? So it's just like I feel like they gotta more like think about it. You got me?
So you just gotta think about it. But like say like for example like somebody that doesn't have, because I don't feel like everybody has that mental capacity to just think like, oh crap, I need to draw this and just do it. So like for somebody who's a beginner, what advice would you give them to just get started? Like would you start like with the edges, like a beginner? Because you're obviously advanced. Like
so for a beginner,
yeah,
what I recommend, what I did was, because I consider myself still kind of like a beginner, because I'm still trying to find not my flow, but just like I'm still curious of
trying to get better
basically, because I'm still a beginner. I feel like I can't say I'm a pro, and I can't say, you know, even though I have done paintings for celebrities and, you know, a bunch of big people, I can't really say right now that I'm a pro, because I'm not where I want to be at. You got me? So
sure.
Like, so for the beginners, it's like just be curious and have fun with it. Sometimes we try to like, oh, I want to be like this type of art because I want to get into this type of scene. But sometimes you're just gonna be you. You got me. Just
Do it based off of your passion,
Yeah.
not based off the clout.
Because there's a lot of artists that just do it just to like fit in the type of crowd or whatever. I'm not the type of artist that I want my artwork to be under my bed. I want my art to be hanging in people's walls.
Walls and museums.
I want to flood the streets.
Sure. Rock with that,
I
bro.
don't want to be, drawing like a little, I'm not saying it's weird, but, I'm not into drawing just one weird thing and just post on the wall and be like, oh, an exhibit. Yeah, one day I would love to do an exhibit, but right now I just want to continue flooding the streets.
Oh. So, I was going through your feed. I obviously follow your brand, and this man's paintings, guys, causes all his clients to literally cry. Did you know that your paintings were gonna be this powerful, bro? Like, how do you feel, and like, how does it feel to have that much power, bro, to evoke that type of emotion in another human being, bro, with your art, with your artwork?
So it was basically, when I started painting, I would ship the paintings out to the customers, and they were the ones that would send me the videos, and I'm like, wait, why they send me videos of them opening my paintings? I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. I could post this on my social media so other people could see it. All my videos are sentimental. You get me, people are crying, and sometimes you gotta think about it. I'm like, damn, when am I gonna receive a painting of one of my loved ones? Sometimes I feel like I'm them, like I'm in there.
You're there with them, yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like, it's just sometimes I can't even watch the videos. I just sometimes edit them and just post them because most of the time it gets very deep, and sometimes I don't want to really share. If they don't let me,
Yeah, you want to share that with,
yeah,
because it might make them feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, sometimes they give me the green flag. You get me? I won't post those type of videos if they don't send me. I won't go on your Instagram and snatch it off. You get me? The only way I'll do it if I get a green flag from it.
Oh, bro. Like, when I seen that, I was like, wow, this guy really... I feel like you really have to have a gift to actually evoke, like, actual tears, like, with your artwork. I think that's really commendable, bro. Shout out to you, bro.
I feel like one of the main reasons people basically get sad just looking at the paints is because I focus really on the eyes of the paints, and so I'll make it look like they're looking at you. So it gives the realistic. It'll still, yeah. So it'll still be like pop art, but at the same time it'll be like, they're there.
Amazing. What's your overall end goal with your art, and where do you see your brand in a couple of years? Like, what's your, like, when you think about SAMIL the brand, like, what would you have to do to be like, bro, I made it? And like, where do you see yourself in a couple of years? So like, let's say like 5 years, a short-term goal. Like, where do you see yourself in like 5 years with your brand? And we're tapping in, bro. 5 years, we're tapping in. It's here, bro. Recorded.
I feel like in 5 years I'll have kind of like art label, as in having artists
signed under you.
Under me, artists, not only painters, just anything that has talent with it. You got me? Even in sports, you got me? Because I'm into sports, so I just want to help the youth. You got me? I want to help, those kids out there. You got me? Out here, Lawrence.
Just help out the kids, help out the youth, and you want to, build a label and a brand that you can uplift the people that are, coming up and the younger generation.
Yes.
Okay, that's cool. So I'm gonna change the conversations to the conversation to the fruits of your labor. Fruits of your labor is basically everything that you gathered or gained from your art. So I'm gonna change the conversation to that. I know everybody wants to know. I want you to give us a list, bro. Everybody's dying to hear this question. Give us a list of all the celebrities you did work for. And after you give us that list, I want you to tell us your best and your favorite experience with one of the celebrities. And I want you to list all of them, bro. It's only on the Overall Drip Experience podcast.
Yeah,
every single one, bro.
I feel like I want a second episode on this podcast, because I have to tell you a couple of the stories.
So we can have a whole separate episode just for your stories.
Yeah, stories, because I feel like the stories, I feel like one day I would love to make it as in like little movies, clips of how it happened.
Okay.
Because a lot of those times that I have given these paintings to these celebrities, you're just like, yo, there's a God or whatever. There's something behind this, because I believe in perfect timing and like how like everything's coordinated. It's just like, wow, like I didn't even plan for this, but it was like, it was there for me, you get me?
Luck is when opportunity meets preparation. Sure.
So it's just like, I have done a few, the first one, I feel like it was probably the biggest banger, is Jaylen Brown from the Boston Celtics.
Jaylen Brown.
Wow. And that's probably one of the coolest dudes I have met. He's still my boy. I saw what you did last night.
Shout out to Jaylen Brown.
Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder, Little Baby.
How was that? Did you talk to him?
Yeah.
Crazy, bro.
Yeah, he brought me back to his back room, showed him the painting, we vibed out, and we just hanged out.
That's crazy. Who else?
Actually, Lil Baby is my favorite rap artist, so it's just like, he saw the hustle. I see the hustle in him, he saw the hustle in me, so it was just like
all right, so my next question is, how did you give the people watching some advice on how did you get your paintings into these people's hands, bro? Like, how? Like, I know you didn't just wake up one day and they were like, I want SAMIL's painting. What did you do, bro?
So the first painting, the Jaylen Brown painting, one of my friends, ELEMY,
okay.
she hit me up. She said, "Oh,
Shout out to ELEMY.
Can you do this painting for my bro?" I'm like, alright. I did it. She told me she wanted something basic, like something small. I'm like, no, I'm gonna do something crazy. And one thing led to another. I did that painting for him, and then I did a painting for Rozier, Terry Rozier, and then basically one thing led to another, and I just kept the momentum going. And right now, I also did Cam Reddish, Cardi B.
Shout out to WAP.
Cardi B. Who else? Bright Thiago. This is El Alfa. Yeah, El Alfa.
Shout out to El Alfa.
Basically, I don't know if you guys noticed, but most of the time I do paintings for people are usually people that I like and people I'm into. Like, you got me?
Okay.
I just don't do it because this person is big or whatever. Most of these people were like in the rookie years. You got me? It's now they're getting like their shine. Basically.
So, like, all right. So I know ELEMY put you on with Jaylen Brown, but for the other people, like, you know, the other big guests, the other big clients that you have, how did you get them into their hands?
They'll hit me up.
So like El Alfa, they all hit you up.
Yeah. So it would be like people around them, and then since I knew he wanted it, I had to capitalize it. And like when he came around here in Lawrence, he hit me up and I showed up to the club and I just.
You're telling me El Alfa with like 9 million followers just said, hit you up and was like, yo, I need a painting, bro.
Yeah.
How did that feel, bro? Like, how did that like truly feel?
Actually, when he hit me up, it was actually my birthday, so it was actually like
crazy.
I was like, whoa.
You saw the blue check and you were just like.
Yeah. And it's crazy now, like when I go on my Instagram, I see a lot of blue checks and I'm like, whoa. It's like from people, I'm like, dude, I'm watching you on the screen. You got me just like, sometimes it just like, you know.
Feels surreal, right?
That just motivates me to keep going.
Keep going. Feels surreal, right? Like it feels like you're not even like it's not even real.
Yeah, it's not real. Sometimes I'm like, damn, did I really do that painting? But then I look at pictures and I'm like, oh yeah, that was me. You got me. Sometimes it just like, I feel like it was a dream.
Oh, I feel like one thing that people don't talk about and they fail to talk about is networking. What advice can you give to the audience about networking? Like, cause I know your connects must be out the wall now. But like, what advice can you give the audience or the youth about networking that, you know, that could keep them going, that can help them build relationships with people they want to keep around or in their life?
I feel like one of the things I have learned is just to be you, as in like always do the good thing, always have the good interest in whatever you're doing. Never really try to find, you know, like, oh, I want to hang out with this person to get this connection.
Stop trying to find an angle.
It'll come to you naturally. You just gotta let it flow.
You just gotta be yourself.
Be yourself. I feel like that's the best advice I could give.
Best advice would be to be yourself.
Just be yourself. Because wouldn't it be a little weird if I was just being someone weird around these people or these clients?
And they're gonna see it. I feel like energy is contagious.
Yeah, they'll see that.
You can literally see if somebody's trying to be different, somebody's trying to be like, people respect, in my opinion, I feel like people respect authenticity. Because like if you're around somebody like that's high level, high class, and they see that you're authentic, they're like, oh shit, like I'm used to getting people like, you know, groupies, I'm used to getting people like go crazy over me. But you're like yourself, they're like, yo, he's different. Like he doesn't really care about me like that.
Yeah.
I'm just a regular person like you. All I did was tap into my craft and make it to the highest level. You get what I'm saying? Hit it right there. Nail in the coffin.
Basically what it was.
In your wildest dreams, bro, did you ever think that your art would take you this far? Like, if you like were to go back to 18-year-old Samil, or 17-year-old Samil, or 16-year-old Samil, did you ever think like, wow, I would be making paintings for and meeting El Alfa, Little Baby, Cardi B, Jaylen Brown?
I seriously thought I was gonna be like a baseball player, because growing up, that's what I played. I played baseball, so like all the times I would just think about it, just being like in the major leagues or just playing baseball somewhere else, college or like one of those teams. But I really didn't think I was gonna do painting. So it just like that's one of the main reasons I keep going, because no one really sees this out of Lawrence. You got me? No one really have seen an artist like me just with the workflow and just the work ethic and just giving it its all. You got me? So it's
yeah,
like,
for sure.
I want to be the first, but I don't want to be the last. I want to keep continuing this.
Keep influencing
a lot of kids here.
Bro, a lot of people look up to you, bro, for sure. Even people that aren't even artists, like myself. I wouldn't have, like, this is what people don't understand about the show. Like, a lot of people do hit me up to come on, but I'm really selective with who I let come on the show.
That's something very important. That's one of the, I have had big collabs to do paintings for big artists, but it just like, I'm not gonna do a painting for you if it's, if it's gonna bring me something bad or bad energy.
Exactly, yeah, exactly.
I'm very selective with how I do my paintings, how much I do, and that's sometimes discipline is very important. Some people, they're great, they're talented, but their discipline,
they have none.
They don't have none. And I feel like discipline is one of the most important things, and having patience. When you don't have patience, your work will just shatter.
Exactly. Because you're trying to rush your process, bro. Yeah. And at the end of the day, it's not rush your process, it's trust your process.
Yeah, trust your process. And sometimes people, when they say, like, you also could go on rest mode when you're working hard. There's a time that you could, rest, because you can't overwork yourself sometimes. You gotta know when to work and when to rest.
Exactly. It's like you need to have the balance. Like I feel like that's where a lot of people go wrong. They overwork themselves, and that's when they start getting crazy.
Yeah.
They start getting stressed. You start getting cancer, all that crazy stuff.
And their work would just show you their work, and the audience will see it. You got me? And that's the worst right there.
I feel like that's like one of the biggest things. Like you did hit the nail in the coffin right there. Like patience. Like a lot of people have the work ethic, they have the drive, but I feel like if you're not patient and you're trying to rush your process, it's just never gonna work. Like never. Like there's always a right time. I feel like God's timing is perfect. So if you're prepared, and the opportunity presents itself, it's always gonna work out. The fact that you did all of this, bro, coming out of Lawrence, bro, it's just like it still blows my mind till this day. Like there's not a lot of people doing what you're doing for sure. The same way like ELEMY went to DR and she's perfect. Like there's a slim picking, there's a small few, a select few of people that are doing what you're doing. That's why I feel like I said, I'm really selective with who I let come on, because I know a lot of people are watching from the community. I know for a fact. And I know I need to have people on my platform that are going to bring value. If you're not bringing value, there's no reason for you to be here. And if I don't feel like you're of value, like usually like if you come on the show, I'm reaching out to you. You're not reaching out to me.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at everything in Lawrence. If you're reaching out to me, there's only a select few of people that reach out to me. I'm like, all right, bro, you can come on. But 9 times out of 10, if you're here, I reached out to you. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I need people to bring value to the people that are listening, because I feel like this is really important for the community. Because I feel like in Lawrence, bro, a lot of people, all they see is, the drug dealers. They see, like, and that's glorified. Not only in Lawrence, but in inner cities in general. Music and things like that. But, like, what I want to glorify in the community is this, what you're doing. Like, you took a craft and you made it something bigger than what it is. You get what I'm saying? That's what I feel like needs to be glorified in Lawrence for us to grow as a community. How do you feel like, I didn't hit this yet in the interview, but I'm actually curious, I'll hit it right now, like your support. Like when you started off, how was your support as compared to now? How long did it take Lawrence, how long did it take your hood to support you?
So it's like, sometimes I'm confused, at first, Lawrence supported me. They still support me now, but just like, I feel like they support me from a distance, when it matters, and sometimes they like, but I still get support from Lawrence. Lawrence is always going to be my home. I was basically raised here my whole life, so Lawrence basically what made me, you get me? They still support me. It just like, sometimes, there's a lot of negative that come out of here, and I just don't pay mind to it.
You just ignore the negative.
I keep going, just only live once, you feel?
One thing I didn't hit was the Junior situation. Remember when you did the painting for Junior?
Oh, yeah.
And you went to New York, right? You did that. Can you explain that little situation to us? I feel like a lot of people don't know about that situation.
I feel like, so before the whole Junior thing, I have always done paintings for people that have lost their loved ones. Either you order it. Sometimes I'll like gift out paintings to people that need it, or I feel like would want one or whatever. So I saw the Junior situation, and I basically was seen as like, if Junior was like my little brother, because I wouldn't be able to see that happen to like one of my loved ones. You get me? So it just like, I knew one of my paintings was gonna make the Junior's mom feel better. So I did the painting, and I brought it to her, and she loved it.
But like, how did you like? I mean, it sounds simple, like you just did a painting and brought it to her, but like, how did you actually like? So you did the painting, like how'd you get it actually to her? Like,
so basically, I posted on my social media, and I guess someone knew Junior's sister, and she messaged me, and we got in contact, and basically I brought it to her. She gave me her address, whatever, and we met up.
Okay.
New York, the Bronx.
The Bronx, that's crazy. And like the fact that you went out of your way to, you felt the pain, bro, that's really commendable, actually.
Yeah, I was actually there, and it was very sad. It was a very sad scene. I feel like I'm still kind of weird, but I'm still like hurt over that whole situation.
Whole situation, right?
Like, cause after that, the whole Junior thing, like my art, people started seeing it different. Like after the whole Junior.
What do you mean?
Just more people, like, they knew about my paintings, but the whole Junior situation, people started like really seeing it, cause everyone was posting that painting, you got me? So like everyone saw that whole sadness, like my paintings come, like comes out of my paintings, because people started because these paintings, you got me? So like, yeah.
Like, you start seeing it different, like in a good way?
No, a good way, as in like paintings started getting more known, because more people started
it just reached a wider audience, basically.
Wider audience, yeah.
Okay. What do you think Lawrence needs as a community to keep prospering, besides just support? Like, what do you think we need as, like, as a city, as a culture? What do you think we need to keep prospering?
I feel like more of this right here.
More of this.
More people like getting together and just creating content. Either is podcasts or just family community meetings, get these streets safe, or schools. I feel like the schools here in Lawrence, I don't know, it just,
You feel like the school systems are lacking?
yeah, lacking a lot.
Okay. Before we leave, don't forget to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button down below. Subscribe button. It's BASTIENDRÜP, the flyest in the city.
SAMIL, art, right here.
And we out.